Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Ellis. What is energy medicine? I've been passionate about energy medicine for a long time and have used it. Now, this medicine is not something practiced by our medical doctors in the U.S. Some do, but most don't want anything to do with it. So the concept behind energy medicine is that our bodies are not just physiology and chemistry, which is what the current medical profession, thinks it is. We're just machines. Energy medicine says we have a life force. It's called qi in Chinese acupuncture and prana in other cultures, and that this life force actually animates us. It is what we're made of. So in this viewpoint, in the viewpoint of the physicist, and the physicists understand this, the universe is 95% energy and 5% physical matter, stuff you can touch, see, and feel. But you can't touch, see, and feel energy. For example, you're listening to my voice, but you can't touch it, you can't grab it. And the idea is that this energy, this life force, dictates what's going to happen at the level of our physical selves. It actually controls our physical self. So most of the things that we all do to help improve our health through nutritional supplementation, through the taking of drugs that the medical boys give us, that's all working at the 5% level. And it's not doing anything to regulate disturbances in the energy. Now, the notion is that everything in our body, all parts of it, vibrate. Our atoms vibrate, and they have frequencies. They vibrate at different frequencies. So this is what energy medicine is based on. The idea that we are just constantly vibrating. And when we have problems in our health, there's disturbances at the level of vibration. Now, obviously, if you get hit by a car, you're going to have physical problems that need to be addressed. But you're also going to get a disturbance at the level of your vibrational body. And that has to be fixed too. And there's a lot of ways to do that in the world of energy medicine. One of the biggest and most popular forms of energy medicine is something called homeopathy. Homeopathy was started by Dr. Samuel Hahnemann around the year 1800. He was a German physician, and he argued that all the treatments of the day were causing us great harm. So he was a medical historian, so he understood this stuff. So Hahnemann discovered that if you could take any substance on the earth, and if you would dilute it, that's what he would do. He would dilute it. He would take, and first, let's say it was grass, grind it up, put it in steep it like a tea, and the chemicals would come out of it. And then he'd strain that liquid, and then he would take a drop of that liquid and dilute it. And there's a couple different dilution scales that you use in homeopathy. You can put it in 10 drops of water or alcohol, or 100 drops of water or alcohol. And then he discovered that you had to whack it against something, like your hand or a book. And as you did this, and as you did more dilution, so now after the first dilution, you take out a drop of that and put in another 100, and so forth and so on. After you've done this about 6 times, there is no chemical matter left. And of course, this is medicine's argument against homeopathy. There's nothing in it. But Hahnemann argued that there was an energy in it, and that's the basic idea behind homeopathic remedies. They are an energy. Something like table salt is one of the most powerful homeopathic remedies known. So what Hahnemann began to do is give his remedies to healthy people. And then they would get symptoms. And he argued that symptoms were the expression of the body in an effort to heal itself. And he would mark that down and fill books with it, and that was called a proving. And then when somebody who had a health problem came to him, he would look up the symptoms of different remedies and try and match them to that person's problem. And then he would give them this homeopathic remedy. Hahnemann published 6 editions of his book called The Organon of Medicine during the course of his life. And homeopathy came to the U.S. and flourished by the mid-1800s. So when we had all the epidemic diseases, cholera, yellow fever, people were dying right and left. The medical community couldn't do anything about it. So Hahnemann's homeopathic remedies were curing people and saving them. They had great success. And the medical establishment had their wallets hurt by this. So actually in 1846, the medical establishment formed the American Medical Association. Now, their stated goal was to improve the quality of education for physicians, but the actual unstated goal was to destroy the homeopaths and destroy any competing sects, such as the herbalists, because they were taking money out of the physicians' wallets. And this battle raged. And finally, they succeeded in the early 1900s to pretty much squash the homeopaths. And homeopathy just about died. So with the advent of the internet, however, it flourished, it came back. Now, a lot of the people who practice homeopathy are medical doctors. And another issue has developed within the world of homeopathy. Well, the way this works is you match the symptoms to a remedy, and then you give a pellet of that remedy, and then you sit and wait and watch. That's the standard fare. But now a lot of people have developed what we call combination remedies. And you can find these in drugstores and health food stores now, where they will put in, say, 5 to 10 different remedies in a bottle, either as pellets or as alcohol-based drop mix, for, say, headaches, or for intestinal problems, or for fatigue. And a lot of these combination products are really very, very good. I've got them on the site with a guy that I use. I've been using his products for years and years, and they're very, very effective. So what does the homeopathic remedy do? Well, it stimulates a self-healing response in the body. Pharmaceutical drugs don't do that. So the idea behind homeopathy and medicine is that homeopathy helps the body express out of itself what it wants to get out of itself, whereas medicines suppress. So if your body's generating mucus in response to a need to get rid of something that's in it that shouldn't be there, the medicines of the pharmaceutical industry will suppress that or squash that, and you'll think you were helped because it went away, and you're happy because now your problem's gone. But you actually drove back deeper into your body that which was trying to come out. Homeopathic remedies help stimulate the release of that, and you get a much stronger and effective health benefit as a result of doing that. So that's how homeopathy works. Now, homeopathics are just one of many energy medicine forms. Acupuncture is another one. Hands-on healing like Reiki is another one. There are a lot, and there's a lot of practitioners using these different things. And it's exploding. It's going to explode because it has no side effects. You can't hurt yourself, and it has great healing power. And I've used it extensively over the years in my work with autistic children in an effort to stimulate their self-healing capacity. And I've done it with tens of thousands of other people as well. So it's a very effective way of helping the body heal itself, but people just don't get it. You have to understand these concepts, that you are an energy body. You are 95% energy, 95% vibration. That controls your physical body. So you can't get this from the medical establishment because they don't want to hear about it. So it's a war over this issue of vital force versus the body as machine. And that's how this plays out. Are they beginning to accept it within the world of complementary and alternative medicine? Yeah, a bit, but it's slow going because 63% of physicians fight that. They don't want to embrace it, and they don't want to get involved with it, and they don't want to understand it. So that's the problem, and it's going to be a real slow-going thing before this stuff gets integrated into medical practice, if at all. That's why you're finding other types of practitioners doing this work, such as chiropractors and people like myself. Now, I never tell anyone that I can diagnose, treat, or cure their disease because I'm not allowed to by law, because I'm not a medical doctor. Only medical doctors can do that, and that's all pretty well controlled. So that's the way it works, and energy medicine is very, very powerful. I've got a bunch of different products on my site, and I've got a blog in which I dragged in some videos from YouTube of some of the top practitioners in energy medicine, and you can watch that and get more of an idea from where that is. So that's my tale on energy medicine, and I'm Dr. Greg Ellis, and we'll see you another time.